Exactly what time it is. It's time for that culture for the streets, man. We got to talk about a little bit of something, man, with this DJ T Gutta Webby situation, man. It's tragic, and first and foremost, I do want to say condolences to DJ T Gutta's family. And secondly, I do want to say mental health is very real. So always check up on your people because us as black men, we don't get checked on enough. So sometimes we often walk around bottled up, dealing with what we dealing with on our own. And you see the results of it sometimes. Niggas break down, people give up, they have this mental break where they don't come back from. And in this case, we seen Webby and DJ T Gutta being the one that exposed Webby, exposed the fact that Webby don't pay his team, the fact that he worked for Webby over 10 years and Webby wasn't paying him, but he had to play all these different positions for Webby. So I could see where the stress come from because at the end of the day, if you're not getting paid to do your job, how do you take care of your family at the end of the day? It's not that much love in the world where I'm gonna follow you around the world, but I can't pay my rent though. I can't feed my kids though. But you wearing a $500,000 in jewelry and don't want to pay me my money. We would have been had a issue. So I don't see why it took 10 years of DJ T Gutta being around. But sometimes loyalty will lead you that far. And it's messed up because DJ T Gutta gone. You don't respond after you do these type of things. My only issue with this, because I can't really just throw water on DJ T Gutta because a lot of people probably didn't understand what he was going through, and that's understandable when you don't have nobody to talk to, you don't have nobody to vent to. But at the end of the day, if you a family man, a provider, a boyfriend, husband, whatever you is, but you the man of the house, the last thing you should be doing is putting your family in harm's way. It don't matter what you going through. It don't matter how much you going through it. It don't matter if you ready to give up. When you got a family, you don't decide for your family whether or not they have to pick up that burden that you finna throw upon them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the kids don't want to see their parents gone. The kids wouldn't have chose to see their father take their mother. Now they don't have neither parent. Like neither kid would have chose that. So I feel like this about T Gutta when he chose to take his self, to take the mom, which would have been the only person still there to take care of the kids. You take her too. It's like you said, fuck the kids. It's like you saying, forget the kids. Like, at the end of the day, y'all brought these kids in this world together. It's both of y'all jobs as parents to take care of these kids. And at the end of the day, we seen T Gutta going through some things, but you never should have let that burden fall on your family. And you also shouldn't have put your family in harm's way. You personally became the harm to your family. It's bad enough the kids had to take the loss of their father, not knowing what their father was going through. But at the same time, they gotta also deal with waking up and they ain't got no mom neither. So the fact that they don't have no mom, the whole family is disarray right now. The whole family, not just the kids, the people, the relatives, the parents of the parents. This is a whole, and I can't tell Webby how to feel, but if you played a part in the stress that was caused to DJ T Gutta, you need to speak up, bruh. Because at the end of the day, it was your wrongdoings to this man for so long that made him turn around and just give up on life. And at the end of the day, I feel some type of way because I'm one of the ones that lost my parent, both of them. And I watched my dad give up on life. And as a kid, even though I was grown when he did it, none of us as his siblings, as his kids, would have took an option to see our dad give up and disregard us. He left us with a lot of burden. You know what I mean? We got to deal with situations as far as our properties and bills that we didn't know that my father had. So it's like, but at the end of the day, you still got to deal with the loss. These is kids, so the the livelihood part of being grown and having to deal with losing your parents, they haven't got to that point yet. They still got to grow. And the fact that they got to grow with the guidance that brought them in this world, they no longer have them. To me, DJ T Gutta went out like a coward. Because I don't care how hard life is on me. On me. And I done been through some shit. But I don't care how hard life is on me. I'm never going to put my kids in harm's way. I'm never going to put their mothers in harm's way because of what I'm going through. And as men, niggas need to listen, because at the end of the day, when you going through some shit, you need to go talk to somebody. Sometimes we might not have nobody to go talk to, but sometimes we need to go talk to somebody, because it's holding it in. Holding it in sometimes had me outside shooting at people because I didn't know how to deal with the things I was going through and the losses I was taking, so I could understand where T Gutta may have been sitting before he made that decision to take himself, with no regards to his kids and no regard to the fact that his wife would have been the one that had to take care of them kids had he left her back there, but he took her too. Why did you take her? Was that a situation where he said, okay, if I'm finna check out, she finna check out too, because ain't nobody, and that's a selfish way to think, because you giving up. She didn't give up. Them kids didn't give up. Your family didn't give up, bruh. So at the end of the day, yeah, T Gutta went out like a coward. Any nigga that take they self out and then decide to take their family with them, you a stone cold coward. And I don't care how nobody feel about it, because at the end of the day, it's 2 kids or however many kids they got that had to wake up yesterday and deal with that situation, and they had to wake up today and relive it. Every day they gonna have to relive the fact that they don't have no parents. So yeah, it's people that lost their life in this situation, but at the end of the day, we gotta send prayers up for them kids, and we gotta send prayers up for them families, because now they gotta figure out how to make sure these kids grow up and don't grow up swimming in pain for the next few years. Man, getting over losing your parents is one of the hardest things to have to deal with, and for them to have to sit down and get an understanding of what really happened and what took place. Eventually, they're going to have that talk with somebody in their family, if they ain't already old enough to understand what happened, bruh. This is a sad case right here. As much negativity and controversy and stuff like that we be watching over these internet and these social media platforms, this right here, for me, it hit home. And I didn't even want to really talk about it, but sometimes certain things resonate with you that put you in that space to want to talk about it. Like I said, I don't have my parents. So I understand, I relate to those kids, because they have to grow up without their parents. In life, you going to grow up, you going to lose friends. You going to lose aunties and you going to lose people, bruh. But when we think our parents going to live forever, and I'm pretty sure those kids thought their parents was going to live forever, and their lives was cut short. One due to going through stress and keeping it bottled up and not knowing how to deal with it. And the mom just was like collateral damage because he didn't know how to deal with what he was going through. That's pure selfishness on top of going out like a coward, bruh. So anybody that grew up with no parents, bruh, should be a little bit more sympathetic about with these kids, because DJ T Gutta didn't ask to be put in them situations where he got that stressed and he was that depressed and he gave up that bad that he decided to take his life. But as a grown man, when you got a family and you the head of the family and you responsible for feeding your family and you responsible for the stability in your family as a man, when you unable to fill that void as a man, the stress you will wear stress and depression like a winter jacket, nigga. And Webby should feel like shit at this point because you may not have physically did nothing to this dude, man. Sometimes you don't physically have to do nothing to somebody. Sometimes it's the emotional. To not pay this man, but he continue to be loyal to you. Drive you around the country. Play security. Pat a nigga down if he got to. Be the manager. Answer the phone. Answer the emails. And you ain't paying a nigga. And then a nigga out they sell. It give me a whole nother type of impression of Lil Webby, man. Because at the end of the day, people take these jobs with these artists and they follow these people around with the hopes of being successful enough to be stable in life. They may not ever be rich, but stability and financial foundation is something that they be chasing, right? So to be the manager or assistant or the driver or the security or the road manager, whatever you play for these people, you need to reciprocate that because you do have a family yourself you got to take care of. And everybody should understand that. Nigga, is you going to go to work at McDonald's. If you grown, you shouldn't even be working at McDonald's. But if you do, you going to work for 2 weeks and not let them continuously pay you. And you going home having to figure out what you going to tell your land. How long you going to let that go? And how long does that take before the stress set in and all of a sudden you that stressed and your head down, you can't keep your chin up, your posture bad. Because why? As a man, you trying your hardest and ain't nothing going right. That's what it probably felt like to DJ T Gutta. You sitting around working for somebody that's successful as fuck, but he don't want to give you a dime. But then you got family you got to look back at and still make these promises that may have been getting broken, not on his behalf, but because the person he running around with don't want to pay him. That's enough to be stressed, bruh. At the end of the day, we all got our own lives, and when we going through our own thing and we ain't able to situate it like we planned, we gonna get stressed. You know what I mean? It's sad that he took himself, but at the end of the day, it's hard for me to dwell on being sympathetic about it because at the end of the day, I would have felt more sympathy for him had he left his family intact. Okay, you take yourself, but you don't take your wife and your kids is there. Okay, they dad is gone, but they still got their mom. I would feel more sympathetic for him. But on the strength that he took her to, I can't feel that. And it ain't a nigga that can make me feel that. It's time for that culture for the streets. We never gonna feel that. We don't condone sucker shit over here, man. We really street dudes for real. We really trying to change how we came up and the life we had to live. We trying to lead by example in our neighborhoods. And at the same time, we fathers too. I got kids. And I done been to hell and back, and not at no time did I decide that I wanted to take myself, bruh. Not at no time did I decide I wanted to take myself. I dealt with it. I got through them humps. I made it over them obstacles, and I provided the way I needed to as a man, because as a man, we built for it tough. So, you know what I'm saying? When you do break down, that's not to say men don't break down too, but I'm saying, nigga, it take a little bit more to break us down than it take women. But at the end of the day, if you're not telling nobody what you're going through, People not walking around psychic. So as a man, if you're going through something, you need to speak to somebody, preferably people that really care about you. Because we would prefer to listen to what you're going through before we had to see you take yourself over what you're going through. And that shit right there, man, it hit home because, like I said, I don't have neither one of my parents. And at the same time, I also watched my mom try to commit suicide a few times. And as a kid, I'm talking about a 9-year-old, 8-year-old kid happened to fight your mama for the knife and keep her from slitting her wrist after she already ran over her wrist 6, 7 times. People go through things. And everybody deal with what they go through different, and this ain't no different than that, because at the end of the day, we don't know how long DJ T Gutta, and if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, because y'all just came in here, I'm talking about DJ T Gutta, who was Webbie's road manager, assistant, DJ, security, everything else. He took his life. Evidently, like I said, mental health is real. But he took his life, and before he took himself, he took his girl, the mother of his kids, and then he took himself. I agree with Tiger Rebellion, man. Not having parents made me stronger, man. It definitely make you stronger because you don't have no choice but to be stronger. The people that kept your chin up when it was falling, they gone. But at the end of the day, when you lose them, you also know that they wouldn't want you to walk around weak. They want you to be strong. So salute the Tiger, man, because what he said is the truth, man. When you lose people, it should make you stronger, but that's not the case for everybody, because we do know mental health is real. And some people deal, and they strength to fight what they going through is not as strong as other people. We gotta accept that in reality, because everybody don't always have the strength. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just messed up because like them kids, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been through that as a kid, so all I could think of was what if my mama would have been gone, you know what I'm saying? So to think about it now, it's like reliving situations I had to live. Because these kids, bruh, especially at a young age, it's not something that you just easily get over. Even when they grow up and they're grown, it's just going to be something that they just don't understand. You're going to always live with that question in the back of your mind, like, why did my dad leave us? Why did my dad choose to leave us back here? Why did my dad take my mom too? Why did my dad destroy the family? Like, these is questions the kids going to always have to live with. And none of us got the answer for them as to why. Which makes it even worse is the fact that they got to go through life with no answers to why this really happened like this. Yeah, because we could say, well, your dad was working for somebody and he wasn't paying them. But I wouldn't have had no understanding to that. So I'm not going to expect them kids to understand somebody telling them they parents ain't here because your dad was working for somebody and he didn't want to pay them. So your dad whacked himself and nah. Like, you need more closure than that. We talking about kids. You see what I'm saying? We talking about kids, man. And if you feel what I'm saying, man, hit that like button, man. Tap the like button, man, because we ain't talking about no rap niggas. I could give a damn about a rap nigga right now, man. It's about the kids right now, man. It's always about the kids, man. The kids is always the most important thing we can ever focus on, because at the end of the day, they the future, bruh. As grown people, we done lived the vast majority of our lives. You see what I'm saying? But the kids, we supposed to weather all the storms so they never feel the climate change. And in this case, man, them kids gonna need a village, man. Because the foundation that brought them into this world is gone. And when you lose the two people you love the most, you get to looking around for who do you look for help? And as a kid, you're gonna be totally lost because you don't know where to turn for help as a kid. You just lost. So once again, condolences to DJ T Gutta family. The family of the mom. And just the family period for them kids, man. Cause this definitely hit different. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to feel, that's not to say the family ain't hurt. But it's no way they gonna be more hurt than them kids. It's just a terrible situation, man. And we starting to see a lot of stuff like this go on where men going through mental health issues, and in the process, they don't only harm themselves, but they also harm people around them that love them unconditionally. And when you get to making those type of decisions because you're going through something you can't overcome and it causes you to hurt people that you love, you totally pass getting help at that point, and you passed your breaking point. So my words to people that's going through stuff, man, you gotta talk to somebody. You gotta talk to somebody. You ain't got nobody in your family to talk to, then maybe you should go see a therapist. Maybe you should get you a psychiatrist if you can afford it. But you do gotta talk to somebody. Because walking around holding stress and being bottled up with all your problems and you end up coming out in the wrong way. And sometimes when it come out the way it come out, you can't control it, bruh. And then we get situations like this. Because we don't know how DJ T Gutta was feeling. To make him want to go home and really finalize that decision that said, you know what, I give up. And the fact that he said he give up, he just gonna pick, he gonna choose for his wife. So because he wanted to exit, he felt like she got to exit too. It's just a good thing he didn't do nothing for them kids, because like it's bad enough he brought it around them. You know what I mean? So just for that, it's hard for me to be real sympathetic for him, man, because at the end of the day, okay, if you broke that much and you wanted to take yourself away and you know your family was going to be left with that burden that they don't have your wife don't have a husband no more. Your kids don't have a dad no more. You should have took yourself somewhere and did what you did. But you brought that home in your four walls, and you brought all that pain to your family. You brought that home. He brought that home. And we sitting here trashing Webby. Yeah, I'm going to trash Webby a little bit, but at the end of the day, Webby didn't shoot him. So why are we sitting here? Listen, you always have the option to disconnect from people when they not treating you right. They taking advantage of your kindness. You ain't reciprocating the same respect back. You got to get away from people. Money shouldn't matter at that point. Because I just feel if he would have got away from Webby sooner, and when I say sooner, I'm saying years sooner. If DJ T Gutta get away from Webby a whole lot sooner, his life probably would be different, bruh. Because we always have another option, another road we can go down that'll give us an opportunity at what we trying to do. And I feel like him sticking with Webby drove him down a dead-end road that he couldn't turn around and go back the other way no longer, because he stayed in too deep too long. stressing, depressed, unhappy. Ain't no telling how he felt, his family felt about him while he was going through this. We don't know for sure if his wife says, you know what? I can't do this no more. I want to leave. And then that broke him and said, you know what? Bang, bang. Now the kids ain't got no parents, man. We don't know for real. The situation is messed up, man. But at the same time, I'm going to say this too, because I see a lot of rappers and just people in entourages of entertainers and celebrities and musicians and rappers. And then the rappers and these people y'all following, not to say you supposed to have the same financial status as them, but they supposed to be creating opportunity for you. So if you've been with them 5, 6 years and you running all across the world and you still broke, that makes you a stupid, goofy, because nigga, you should have been got away from them before working for somebody that ain't paying you start tearing your life down, bruh. We got to overlook these people's statuses sometimes and disconnect from these people and go our way and live our life, choose our path and walk it. Yeah, they might be rich. You might be working for them, but that don't guarantee you gonna end up with money like him. Look how many niggas following these rappers around. When they leave the rapper house, they gotta go back to the trenches. Cause the rapper didn't provide no means of opportunity for this nigga. We gotta get a little bit smart, man, because before I follow somebody around that ain't paying me, nigga, I got a lot of shit going on my own time. I podcast, I got 2 podcasts. I got my own designer shoes, designer belts, designer clothes. I got 3 clothing lines. You gotta get out here and hustle, nigga, if you want it. Ain't no handouts, bruh. Ain't nobody give me shit. I went in my own pocket and put it on the table and bust the moves. So I pat myself on the back. So at the end of the day, if you running around behind a nigga that ain't paying you, and that's causing you stress, adding depression to your life, did you go home and cause harm to your family? That's really your fault because you put yourself in that situation. It's time for that. Culture for the Streets, hosted by Mafia and Paint, man. We keep it real over here, man. Like, come on, bruh. And I'm pretty sure most of the people that's in here right now, if you got kids, hit the like button. If you got kids, drop a green check in the comments. If you love your kids and you will never bring no harm to your kids, drop 100 in the comments. Man, we sitting here watching Hollywood already so toxic. It make me, I think we all grew up wanting to be famous and in the limelight. Man, fuck the limelight. At this point, nigga, Hollywood so toxic, nigga. If you can figure out how to level up on your own time and your own dime, I suggest you do that because you're going to become a puppet in the industry following these other people around. Because they don't give a damn about you. They worried about they self, keeping their bank account right, keeping their house right, keeping their fame up. You need them more than they need you. So my advice to y'all, don't let nobody put y'all in no situation like T Gutta where you working for them and they not paying you and now you so stressed you ready to take yourself out and leave your family with the burden. Diddy definitely ain't innocent. That nigga selling powder, Kuda cat, nigga. Man, come on, man. Diddy is out of here. You know what I mean? Diddy is out of here. I can't even agree with that comment right there. Diddy done Harlem shook himself into some of the worst situations he ain't gonna be able to dance up out of. On top of not paying nobody he ever worked with. That nigga's terrible, man. I'm not even gonna salute no nigga like Diddy, cause you got 30 years of not paying niggas they money. On top of all this other stuff that's going on. That nigga guilty as charged. If I had to gavel the gap, whatever they call that right now, I'd slap the table with it. Diddy is far from innocent. I tell you niggas what though. Everybody talk about being a demon and being this gangster and being this and that. Y'all ain't been paying attention to the YSL, Rico? You noticed at the beginning, all of them, it was 35 niggas. Said, yup, YSL gang, yup, took plea deals, right? You don't see a lot of the niggas that was telling, all of a sudden, recanting them statements. Thugger sitting there smiling and grinning because he know, them niggas know, when they get to where they got to go, they gonna get thrown in the blender, bruh. So and it's still too late because y'all already did the damage. Y'all just recanting y'all statements. Them niggas is suckers. Shout out to Young Thug, man, for keeping it solid, man. That nigga the poster child for nigga no snitching, nigga. Straight up. And shout out to everybody for joining the chat, man. I don't stream as much, but I'm about to start streaming a whole lot more than I have been, man. It'll be a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Straight up. You already know what's going on. So y'all think about NBA Youngboy, man? Y'all think he gonna recuperate from this situation he going through? Me personally, I think he needed this jail sentence, this little stay, because he need to clear his head, man. Like the drugs really got the YB, and YB started making decisions that he normally don't be making as a boss. You see what I'm saying? He got real comfortable being stupid. Now the nigga locked up looking like Leon from the Five Heartbeats with the stick ass mustache. Nigga, he got a Lamont Sanford taper. Nigga, he looking crazy in there, man. I hope he get it together, though, because YB talented, and he one of the most talented, misunderstood young artists in the new generation of artists. So, I'm not one of them people that constantly see successful people jeopardize their success. I hate that, because at the end of the day, especially black successful people, us watching them give us inspiration and the knowledge to know that it's possible to do whatever we put our head to. So I hate seeing all our legends and moguls and celebrities go through what they've been going through lately, because at the end of the day, you got to think what that do to the people that's inspired by them. It do a lot. Look at Diddy. Diddy inspired a lot of people. Only for your secrets to come out. Now we looking at you like R. Kelly. Nigga, you was worse than R. Kelly. R. Kelly just didn't want his girls to leave the crib. Nigga, you was Ike Turner and your girls. Nigga, you thought it was trick or treat. That nigga was, nigga, party full of pink powder. That nigga thought it was October 31st round there, man. That nigga, man, listen. If any nigga still rooting for Diddy, you a piece of shit too. It's tape on this nigga whooping broads. Cause that nigga think he a pimp, a drug dealer, and a gangster. All the wrong shit to try to be when you a mogul. Diddy did that shit to himself, nigga. Diddy definitely a booty bandit. I feel like everyone knew Diddy was on that too. But the only thing about everybody knowing Diddy was on that was the fact that they probably had their hands in it some kind of way too. So if you rob a bank with a nigga and then the nigga you robbed the bank with get caught, you ain't gonna take up for that nigga. You gonna shut the fuck up because you don't even want to be implicated in nothing. And that's what we see going on. All his friends, all his associates, them niggas is shutting the hell up because they don't know if they finna be under the magnifying glass here in a minute. Is what an addiction or a personality trait. You talking about them being possessive and controlling and abusive towards women and all of that? Because I think after a lengthy period of time, when people, men that are controlling, like how Diddy was, they get away with it for so long, I think they get comfortable in that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a difference between, okay, you with a female and she put her hands on you to the point where you can't take it no more and you put your hands back on her. Okay. This ain't the case. Diddy just be whooping shit. He comfortable with that. You don't do what he say, he whooping you. Just like the niggas that be around him. They don't do, he have a discrepancy with them, he whoop them. It ain't just been the niggas was scared too. Now, I don't know how you be scared of a nigga that do the Harlem Shake all motherfucking day, but me personally, he couldn't have did me like that. You'd have had to get the security just to jump on me because Diddy would have never, he would try to put his hand on me, I'd have did something to Diddy. Security would have had to do something to me. Them niggas was scared, and at the same time, they yes men. You gotta understand, most of the niggas that was around Diddy ain't had money like Diddy. They want money like Diddy. They want the opportunities that Diddy can open up for them. So they became yes men. And it's a whole lot more of them dudes that's in the game that's associated with Diddy that carry them same characteristics that Diddy carried. They controlling. They possessive. What it do, Chris? They possessive. They controlling. And the minute you don't do what they say, they become abusive. Diddy ain't the only nigga like that. Right now, Diddy the only nigga on the plate for it. You see what they saying? They saying Jay-Z like that too. Jay-Z worse than this. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Jay-Z next. You see, Jay-Z been real quiet lately. Because all these niggas, just look, let's just be honest. All these niggas is Chesters. Jay-Z was messing with Foxy when she was 50. He wrote Ill Nana for her when she was 15, 16. I can't go nowhere without my sunshine. She was 17. So you singing about relationships with a girl that's too old, too young to be in a relationship with you, but you're rapping back and forth about a relationship. You wrote her a song talking about how good her box is. She was 15 then. These niggas is Chesters. I don't care how good Jay-Z may be the best rapper alive. But he also one of the best chesters alive, nigga. These niggas like kids. These niggas don't like grown women. These niggas use the grown women as smoke screens. And then turn around and we find out all these secrets about them. Think about it. Jay-Z and Dame relationship to me didn't break apart because of Dipset coming to death to Rockefeller. Nigga, they been had issues with Aaliyah. Jay was mad Dame was messing with Aaliyah because Jay liked it Aaliyah. Then all of a sudden, Aaliyah goes down in a jet when Dame told her, you don't got to get on that jet if you don't feel like it's right. Then they made her pop something. She fell out. They put her on the jet. The jet never made it. Aaliyah gone. These niggas that y'all be looking up to in the industry, man, these niggas ain't who they be saying they is, man. These niggas is evil, man. These niggas is evil dudes that make good music. Evil dudes that got money. Dr. Dre wasn't no better. Dre was, I ain't gonna say he was messing with younger bras, but he was Ike Turner and his girl. Even in the Straight Outta Compton movie, we seen Dre putting hands on bras. These niggas get possessive. They think because they rich, you supposed to do what they say. Because they rich, they supposed to have their way. It don't go like that, nigga. You still a regular nigga. You just got money. And I didn't even realize this because I grew up off of Diddy, Jay-Z, all these people. I looked up to them as moguls, CEOs, right? And then as a lot of this stuff start coming out, I start looking at these niggas different because how the fuck am I sitting here inspired by some niggas like these? I got little girls. One of them niggas will go in the garbage bag about mines. So I don't know how these other parents felt, or were they opportunists or whatever, because they was letting their kids be in these situations with these grown men. And they reap no consequences about this shit, man. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Because I don't care how famous you is. Michael Jackson could have never called me and said, can your kid come over to Never Never Land? Because I'd have told him, never, never. The fuck is you talking about? But parents was on the other end. Yeah, how long you want them? You want them for 2 months, 90 days? They was just giving people be giving their kids away to these celebrities, man. And then when all this stuff hits the fan, we talk about the celebrity. We don't even talk about the parents. Why the parents ain't in court? Answering to the judge. Facing jail time. They never be facing time. They don't even never speak up. Because they know they be dead wrong. What parent don't speak up for their kids, bruh? When you love them. Man, a lot of people in the industry worship that, man. Go to the concerts. I ain't gonna say too much, but when they come out, tell me what the first about 10 minutes of the show be like at the big con. I'm talking about the stadium joints, the 10, 15,000, 20,000 people in the building. Go to them concerts and see how when the celebrity come out, the demonic entrance they make. Man, a lot of this stuff ain't far-fetched at all. Some people just overlook it because they so fanned out, bruh. They be fanned out and they'll overlook everything until it happened to them. Then when it happened to them, yes, money do vintage tool. You absolutely right. Money has a way to shut people up, and that's why nobody spoke for 30 years against Diddy. Money. And then the minute he said, I ain't giving you shit, lawsuits everywhere. Now Diddy whole legacy is tarnished, nigga. Man, that's all you can do is warn people, but it's hard. It's like trying to warn an addict. You can tell him that if he go buy that and take it, it's gonna take him up out of here. That don't stop them from going over there and still going to get it. They still want to see for themselves. And that's how people is. They want to see for themselves. They want to see for themselves. How much do we gotta see before we understand that these people demonic? We gonna talk about it over here at this time for that Coach for the Streets, cause I don't give a damn about none of them niggas. You did. None of them. Cause at the end of the day, they got the opportunities to change a lot of things about the world, a lot of things about poverty-stricken communities, a lot of things about the way the young grow up, and they targeting everything but what they should. And that's why the young outside right now living like they don't got no guidance at all. Instead of trying to guide, they oh man, the young niggas. They want to blame the young niggas for everything, but you don't want to play your part in trying to help the young niggas. You a problem, these niggas be the problem too. Front door. Yeah, these niggas be the problem too, bruh. And it's crazy. Because we live in a world where, you know what I'm saying, we got to get it out the mud, because that's why they always say it's a crab in a bucket effect, because we be pulling each other down. As fast as we see somebody making it up, we pulling them down. We pulling them back down. We gonna always keep pulling our people back down. So how the fuck is anything ever gonna change? We ain't allowing it to change because we are not allowing people that get the opportunities and be put in them certain positions to be able to. We keep putting all the wrong motherfuckers in position. It's crazy. It's super crazy. And I don't get it. Like, man, come on, man. Like, a lot of these dudes, man, I don't like a lot of these niggas, man. Fuck all them niggas. Them niggas get on my nerves. Fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be looking up to the wrong shit. That's why where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, I go through the same shit, but I'm gonna make sure I lead by example to let niggas in the streets know, you know what I'm saying, my whole team right now, nigga, my whole team, free my team, because I got niggas, man, my team, my circle, the niggas that started this off with me, they in prison right now. My business partner doing 10 in the feds in Hazleton right now. My little cousin had 2 shooting cases. He doing 22 years right now. One of my cousins just came home. One of my other cousins just left. He got 8 years. So it's a lot of things around me that motivate me to not look back and go backwards again, because at the end of the day, I done took so many losses. I done seen so many of my people, family, friends, homies, lose their freedom to the system. I done lost mine to the system multiple times, to the point where on one of those times, I actually had a chance to be signed. I had 3-4 record deals on the table. But because I was a street nigga and I was thinking like a D-boy and thinking like a gangbanger and thinking just, I was fried. All my opportunities I had on the table, I lost them because I wanted to be the street nigga. So today, I let niggas know that they dumb for wanting to be the street nigga more than being the nigga that got some talent and using it to get ahead. Today, everything I do, I feel good being able to go to sleep. And I know I'm making money while I'm asleep without having to put on somebody else's work uniform and go to work. I got people buying my shoes. I got people buying my clothes. I got people buying my designer bag. I got people buying everything. So every day, I'm focused. Even if I'm not on YouTube, I'm focused on getting to it because I'm trying to make sure I build something for my kids to continue on when I do leave. So what I do on YouTube and what I do outside of YouTube, it ain't for me. It's for my family. I'm trying to feed my family. I'm trying to see my kids have options when they grown. My son ain't out in the street right now. My son ain't toting no stick. He ain't outside hanging with the gang members. He ain't doing none of that. You know what my son doing? He in Atlanta. And he got his own clothing line. He moving like a young boss. So when I look at that, I'm admired by that from my son. I'm admired by my son by that because at the end of the day, it lets me know I did the right things to instill the right things in my son's head to understand that the option of going to the street wasn't no option at all. And my son grew up watching me do so many other things, even though I was a street dude. And he watched me do them successfully, even though I was a street dude. And then he saw me transition from thinking like a street dude to, nigga, thinking like a grown-ass man, nigga. And then he started to see me prosper at a whole bunch of things that I did and just level up, to the point it was happening too fast for me too. But while he was growing up and while I was going through all the things I was going through in the street, I always let my son know, if you ever think that that's going to be the option for you to go outside and get in the street, you ain't going to have to worry about the ops coming through sliding on you. Because I'm coming through sliding on you and them. So, nigga, if you don't want that problem and you know I'm really like that, nigga, you better do what you supposed to do. And I don't think a lot of people like that with their kids, and that's why their kids feel like they have that option to take their ass outside and throw their life away. Because the new generation of parents want to be their kid's friend. Nigga, fuck all of that. You got to be your kid's parent, nigga. Period. Most of my homies sat there, nigga, as they kids was growing up, they showed them how to lock the seeds. They showed them how to do the grip. They was teaching them gang lit and then, nigga. And me as a young nigga watching this, I always knew that once I had a son, I was never going to teach him none of this shit. Nigga, I done lost homeboys in the street. I got niggas ain't never coming home, nigga. Some of you niggas don't even know what it feel like to have niggas that's locked up doing 300 plus years. Nigga, they just better off telling you life, nigga. But as an insult, they want to tell you, well, nigga, you got 360 something. You see what I'm saying? Nigga, the street shit is real. And niggas steady glorify this shit like it's fun, nigga. If you think it's fun, your ass ain't participate for real, nigga. Cause just like I was out there doing a slide, nigga, the ops was sliding back, nigga. Your family ever been in the crossfire because of some shit you was doing outside? A lot of you niggas ain't been through shit like that, so y'all glorify the streets where a nigga like me, I done seen niggas leave. I done seen niggas leave, lose their freedom. Nigga, when you lose your life, you don't respawn. This shit ain't Call of Duty, nigga. Once your ass get put in that bag, you ain't getting unzipped unless it's get put in the dirt, nigga. And like I tell my niggas outside, your ass only good for one $10 t-shirt, nigga. When you get smoked, niggas gonna go to the hair store, get a white t-shirt, put your picture on it. But keep in mind, that $10 t-shirt, after it get washed 5 to 10 times, it start looking like it's 30 years old. How many niggas you ever seen go buy another t-shirt and get your spray painted on it again so you always stay new? None of these niggas. You good for one t-shirt, nigga, when you leave this motherfucker. You think I'm lying? Go put yourself in the bag and never come back. And watch from above and see how many niggas go to the store a second time to spray paint your picture on the t-shirt. Nigga, they do that shit one time. I don't give a damn who you think you is. So to glorify, especially as a grown-ass man, to promote the glorify the streets, man, you washed up, bruh. Because as a grown nigga, if you done been through it all, you supposed to be trying to get the young niggas to not go through it at all. I'm not the OG in the hood that's gonna hand you the stick because you want to go ride on nigga, shit. It'll never be partly my fault why your ass went to jail. If I got an issue outside and I got to go take care of my business, I'm not bringing nobody with me. I'm not gonna bring you along to possibly fuck your life up, bruh. That's what's gangster. Niggas don't keep it gangster, nigga. A real gangster gonna tell you the streets, man, that shit played out. Ain't no real loyalty in that shit, man. From nobody, nigga. Your homies hating, they backdooring, they robbing, nigga. The only shit you got in this game, cuz, is you, nigga. And the minute you think differently, nigga, the game gonna swallow you alive, nigga. Just swallow a whole bunch of... While we talking right now, it's a nigga getting swallowed alive outside. In every city, nigga. This street shit real. For real. The only niggas love that shit, like that shit, is the niggas ain't shit happen to. Or the niggas that don't have a chance at life. Some niggas dropped out of school. Nigga, they parents was at it. They ain't go to school at all, nigga. You can't... They might not be savable. Nigga, they got 3rd grade educations. They might be out there, but nigga, you went to school. You graduated. You had parents. You might not have had both, but you might have had one. However it went, nigga. You got an option, bruh. Use that shit. Use that shit, nigga. Me and Paint don't do this podcast. Shout out my nigga Paint. Me and Paint don't do this podcast because we wanted to get some quick money. Man, we both street niggas that come from the gang life, that done been in and out of prison. And we trying to change how we think and do shit. And that's where this shit come from. We ain't even from the same state. Nigga, I'm from Ohio. My nigga Paint from Augusta, Georgia. But we think the same. We on the same shit. And that's how it's supposed to go, nigga. Sometimes it ain't gonna be the niggas in your backyard that think like you got the same vision. Sometimes them niggas is 15 hours away, nigga. My whole point is, nigga, keep thinking you gonna beat the streets, nigga. The game is unbeatable, nigga. I ain't never seen a nigga beat it. And I done seen a couple niggas make a few million in this shit. They went to jail, though. They ain't go to jail with the millions neither, nigga. No nigga ever beat the game. So don't be a damn fool to think that you gonna beat the game too, man. It's time for that Culture for the Streets. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. And I'ma holla at y'all tomorrow, man. Salute to everybody that hit the chat, man. Everybody that's up in here, man. Salute to y'all, man. I've been in here 60 minutes, man, and y'all been in here fucking with me the whole time. That's gangster, nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? I will be back tomorrow, man. Matter of fact, me and Paint gonna be back tomorrow, man. One.